Hey Buffs, welcome to this Wednesday edition of NewsTeam Boulder. It's April 19th, 2023. Today in our newscast, we'll discuss the progress that has been made on Chancellor DeStefano's call to climate action from 2020. A record year for Colorado's football program on multiple fronts. What the hiring of Coach Prime has done for CU's season ticket sales for the first time ever. And finally, where you can go in Boulder to connect with nature this Earth Day. Hello and welcome to NewsTeam Boulder. I'm Alyssa Palazzo. Our theme for the opening of today's show, Earth Day and Sustainability. Let's get into it. The spring weather roller coaster is certainly here, with the scattered mix of chilly days and warm sunshine that we've had in just the past week. But we all know what comes with that spring weather in Colorado: allergies. NewsTeam Boulder's Joe Jarrell tells us about how local honey can limit symptoms for those that suffer from seasonal allergies.
Summertime is often synonymous with cookouts, campfires, and picnics. Bees can be an uninvited guest to these events, but their honey can be a welcomed addition. Stores such as the Savannah Bee Company offer a variety of honey-based products that can offer health benefits to make your outdoor excursions all the more enjoyable.
The Savannah Bee Company opened in Boulder in 2018, providing fresh, locally sourced honey and other honey-based products from their shop on Pearl Street. The benefits they provide to those who purchase their products is more than just a sweet condiment to add to their favorite food or drinks. It also helps when it comes to those pesky seasonal allergies.
So locally sourced honey, bees pollinate with the flowers around, and so if you're experiencing allergies in a particular area, the honey has been pollinated with bee from flowers that's also in that area. So the honey helps fight allergies in that local area.
However, for the honey to be most effective, it should be sourced within 15 to 30 miles of where you live. Otherwise, the benefits may not be as great.
If your allergies are bothering you this spring, you might want to look for some sweet relief from your locally sourced honey. For NewsTeam Boulder, I'm Joe Jarrell.
2 years ago, Chancellor Philip DeStefano announced the formation of a campus-wide climate council. As part of that council, DeStefano made 5 key promises. Let's take a look at them now.
As part of this call, I'm also committing to the following: updating the campus climate action plan with the goal of carbon neutrality by 2050. One of the first steps is to increase energy efficiency 30% in our buildings by 2035. We will conduct a detailed analysis to move the campus from STARS Gold to STARS Platinum status. We will continue to advance our campus as a living learning laboratory for innovations in sustainability. We'll work with the CU system to advance sustainability and climate solutions, and we will hold all constituencies accountable through periodic meetings between the Chancellor and student leaders, as well as publishing regular reports that track our progress.
After issuing that statement, CU's greenhouse gas emissions dropped in 2020, but in 2021, they rose. Compared to 2020, CO2 emissions increased by a little under 8,000 metric tons. But even with the temporary rise, greenhouse gas emissions are still down from 2019. Now, 3 years later, 2022 sustainability reports show change that lines up with DeStefano's call to action. However, climate change is still present in Colorado and the rest of the U.S. as we see polarizing temperatures across the country. There was a blizzard last week in Minneapolis, but this week, people are wearing shorts and sandals. Sounds just like spring in Colorado, right? As CNN's Marielle Moss reports, climate change could be causing this weather whiplash.
We just noticed it driving by when we came here to shop and decided to take pictures.
Brad and his wife stopped by the famous Mount Eden Prairie Thursday to capture the juxtaposition of an 80-degree day and a giant glacier.
This is definitely Minnesota, and this is what happens in these large parking lots.
Judging by the amount of frozen dirt still standing, Brad placed his bet on when it would finally melt.
I'm sure this one will be here till at least June.
The city lakes have been busy with so many people outside enjoying the weather, biking, walking, and running, but Lake of the Isles is still half frozen.
It's definitely a couple degrees cooler. You get a little breeze off the ice. It's kind of nice when it's a warm day.
Allie Dieterman enjoyed a walk around the lake, but is still in disbelief how quickly it warmed up.
It's so weird, especially for April. what a change in the weather.
And Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week all have a fingerprint of climate change, meaning these temperatures that we're experiencing are 1.5 to 2 times more likely because of the impacts of climate change in Minnesota.
Our spring days are steadily getting warmer as well, which stretches out our allergy season.
We have 34 more days of allergies on average here in the Twin Cities than we did 50 years ago.
But it's hard to complain about sunny days after a record-setting snowy winter.
This year I'm enjoying it. Usually I prefer a little more gradual, but I'm really enjoying the warmer weather right now.
CU's annual Campus Sustainability Summit is this week. Earlier today, 4 sessions took place, and another 4 take place tomorrow, along with the ending ceremonies. Tomorrow, students will compete for $25,000 in cash prizes. The prizes are sponsored by Mission Zero and CU Climate Action Fund. Students working on climate projects will showcase their work Thursday. Those students may be eligible to earn $500 alone or $2,000 as a team. You can catch the remaining summits and the student showcase tomorrow all day. Admission is free for all Boulder community members. Coming up, NewsTeam's Jada Rodriguez reports from Folsom Field on some exciting new developments for students and fans looking to snag their tickets for the upcoming football season. Don't go anywhere, Buffs. Looking for things to do? CU Gaming and The Connection is hosting a Super Smash Bros. Tournament tonight in the UMC. Sign-ups start an hour before the 5 p.m. start inside The Connection. Tonight from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., CU Boulder's Women and Gender Studies is holding an Art for Healing event at Trident Booksellers and Cafe. This practicum event aims to raise awareness about sexual violence through a safe environment of healing and community. In honor of Earth Week, catch a free movie night at Eaton Humanities from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. There will be popcorn and snacks provided from Nude Food Zero's Waste Market supporting the Sustainability Cinema Night. Are you looking for a networking opportunity? The DV8 Distillery is holding a free Boulder Bad A's networking event tonight from 4:30 to 6:30. You must be 21 or older to attend. The Basic Needs Center is hosting a budget-friendly meal planning workshop tonight. Head to the UMC from 5 to 6 p.m. to join registered dietitian Emily Hunt for tips and tricks. Now over at Folsom Field is NewsTeam's Jada Rodriguez to tell us what the hiring of Coach Prime has done for CU's season ticket sales for the first time ever.
For the first time in 27 years, CU has sold out of season tickets. This is only the 9th time in the school's history that this has happened, but if you're a student still looking to get into Saturday's big game, don't worry, you are not out of luck. The school has increased the student allotment by 1,500 tickets, so before the remaining go to the public, make sure you get yours. For NewsTeam Boulder, I'm Jada Rodriguez.
After the break, NewsTeam's Mimi Herrick has a look at your weekly forecast. Stay with us.
Happy Hump Day, Buffs. I'm Mimi Herrick, and I will be taking you through the weather for the rest of this week. Unfortunately, our brief warm weather spout is leaving us and giving us a more average spring outlook. So speaking of an average spring outlook, we're looking at today. That was a high of 56, partly cloudy with a low of 34. Moving on to our Colorado temperatures. So our Colorado temperatures map here, you can see that we are not seeing these reds like we have been seeing. We're seeing a lot more green, a lot more blue. The temperatures have dropped a little. In Boulder, 53, Denver, 58, and as you move into the mountains over here, you can see the temperatures dropping in this chart right here. Moving on to our national weather, there's a lot of precipitation happening right now. So all over the West Coast, just barely missing us down here, is a mixed precipitation of rain and thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are working their way through the Midwest. And over on the East Coast, it's relatively dry, but you can see up here in the Northeast, there's still major storms happening. So you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers, and we are far from through with the wet conditions across the nation. So moving on to our 4-day, obviously we have today 56, 34. Tomorrow we are 46 as a high and 28, so it is dipping down to be a little colder for our Thirsty Thursday. Friday will be cloudy with 48. as a high and 27 as a low. And on Saturday for that spring game, we get a little bit of warmth here, 55 and going back down to 27. That's all we have for the weather today. I'm Mimi Herrick. And finally this afternoon, Boulder's Infinite Walk of Peace is the perfect place to spend some time this Earth Day. We'll tell you where the path is and what you can see there after the break.
Welcome back. Here's a look at Boulder's Earth Day sculpture that sits on the corner of Broadway and Canyon in downtown Boulder. The Museum of Boulder and the Boulder Rotary Club honored Earth Day with this sculpture's dedication last year. Created and designed by Charles Sturrock, it is part of the Boulder Rotary Centennial Project's Infinite Walk of Peace. The space is designed to stimulate the senses with the sound of the rushing Boulder Creek and the smell of nature as you walk along the path. You can visit the Infinite Walk of Peace this Earth Day and be one with nature at this very special Boulder site. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's Wednesday edition of NewsTeam Boulder. Today's newscast is dedicated to Kenneth Ransom, a longtime buff who passed away last Friday. You will be very missed. We will be back at 4 p.m. this Friday for another newscast, so don't miss it, Buffs. Have a great evening.